Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another video. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you will be updated on all my future content. So this video is going to be a review of long division. 298 divided by 2 is my first example problem, and I'm going to go through step by step how to solve that problem. So we want to start off dividing by the smallest number possible. Only rule is the number inside the square has to be equal to or bigger than the number outside the square. It's okay if they're equal, but the number inside the square cannot be smaller. So here the numbers are equal, they're the same, so that's okay. We can actually start with 1 digit by 1 digit division. So we're going to start off with 2 divided by 2. How many groups of 2 go into 2? Well, if I count by 2s, 2, already there. So 2 divided by 2 equals 1. 2 goes into 2 one time. Gonna need a new marker soon. So I landed right on 2. 2 is what I'm going to subtract. So 2 minus 2 equals 0. And I'm going to bring down the 9 now. So next we're going to do 9 divided by 2. We got to figure out how many groups of 2 go into 9. There will be a remainder here, but we're going to count by 2s. 2. So we have 1 group. 4. We now have 2 groups of 2. 6. We are now at 3 groups of 2. 8. We are at 4 groups of 2. Now if I count by 2 again, I'll be at 10, and that's too far. 10 is too far, right? We're already past the number 9. But I was able to get 1, 2, 3, 4 full groups of 2 within 9. So 9 divided by 2 equals 4 with a remainder, of course. There will be a remainder. But I was able to get 4 full groups of 2 within 9. Since 8 was as close as we could get to 9 without passing it, 8 is what we're going to subtract. So we got to do 9 minus 8 to find a remainder. 9 minus 8 equals 1. We have a remainder of 1. So we are going to bring down the 8. Now we got to figure out how many groups of 2 go into 18. So counting by 2s, 2, that's 1 group. 4, we are at 2 groups so far. 6, we are at 3 groups. 8, we are at 4 groups of 2. 10, 5 groups of 2. 12, 6 groups of 2. 14, 7 groups of 2. 16, 8 groups of 2. 18, 9 groups of 2. Shout out to the person that just entered the chat and that hit the like button. I appreciate you. So we ended up counting by 2s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. So 18 divided by 2 equals 9. So we ended up landing right on 18. So 18 is what we will subtract to check and see if there's any remainders there. 18 minus 18 equals 0. So we don't have any remainders, and we have our final answer. 298 divided by 2 equals 149. All right, moving on to the next example problem. It's the Mr. Camilleri show. It's the Mr. C. It's the Mr. Camilleri show. Shout out to Mr. C. So this is probably going to end up being a mixed number, but we are going to divide it. It is the Mr. Camilleri show. So 447 divided by 8. So we want to find, we're looking for the number within the number within the square. We want to divide by the smallest number possible. The rule is the number inside the square has to be equal to or bigger than the number outside the square. So 4 is too small. We cannot do 4 divided by 8 because 8 is bigger than 4. We can do 44 divided by 8. That we can do. So I'm going to figure out how many groups of 8 we can get into 44, even though there's going to be a remainder. So counting by 8s now. Here we go. 8, that's one group. 16, 2 groups of 8. 24, we are at 3 groups of 8. 32, we are at 4 groups of 8. 40, we are at 5 groups of 8. Now, if I count by 8 again, we'll be too far. We'll be past 44 if I count by 8 again. So we were not able to get a 6th group in there. But we ended up counting by 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So 44 divided by 8 equals 5. Now there will be a remainder. To figure out what that remainder is, we have to subtract the last number we ended up counting by without passing the number. So we didn't land right on 44, but 40 was as close as we could get to 44 without passing it. So 40 is what we need to subtract. So 44 minus 40. Here we go. 44 minus 40 equals 4. We're going to bring down the 7 now. That 4 is going to become a 47. Now we got to figure out how many groups of 8 go into 47. Counting by 8s again. 8. So far we have one group. 16, that's 2 groups of 8. 24, that's 3 groups of 8. 32, that's 4 groups of 8. 40, that is 5 groups of 8. And again, if we count by 8 again, we'll be at 48. That's past 47, so we still can't get to a 6th group, but we were able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full groups of 8 within 47. So 47 divided by 8, again, equals 5 with the remainder. Since, again, 40 was as close as we could get to 47 without going over, 40 is what we subtract. So 47 minus 40 equals 7. So we don't have a whole number here. We're going to have a mixed number. So here's how we figure out the mixed number. Whenever we have an answer that ends up being a mixed number, here's how we figure out the fraction. The number we're dividing by is our denominator. Our remainder is our numerator. So what are we dividing by in this problem? In this problem, we're dividing by 8. So 8 is our denominator. Our remainder is our numerator. Our remainder is our numerator. So what is our remainder? 7. So 7 is our numerator. So we have our final answer. 447 divided by 8 equals 55 and 7/8. Shout out to everybody tuning in. I appreciate you. All right, next problem. We're going to do maybe 2 to 3 more problems, then call it a day. $348 divided by 4. Now for this one, I'm just going to follow the steps. I'm not going to do skip counting. So we divide, we multiply, we subtract, we bring down, and then we repeat. So step 1, we divide. We got to divide by the smallest number possible. So the number inside the square that we start with has to be equal to or bigger than the number outside the square. So we cannot start with 1 digit by 1 digit division because 4 is bigger than 3. But we can start with 2 digit by 1 digit. So 34 divided by 8, there will be a remainder there, but 34 divided by 34 divided by 4, there will be a remainder there. 34 divided by 4 equals 8. So step 1, we divide. Next, we multiply. We're going to multiply 8 times 4. 8 times 4 equals 32. Next, we subtract. 34 minus 32 equals 2. Next, we bring down. And now we repeat. So 28 divided by 4 equals 7. Next, we multiply. 7 times 4 equals 28. Next, we subtract. 28 minus 28 equals 0. There's nothing left to bring down, so we are done. There is no remainder. 348 divided by 4 equals 87. All right, next example problem. $924 divided by 3. Same thing, we're going to do the steps now. We divide, we multiply, we subtract, we bring down, we repeat. Looking to divide by the smallest number possible, and for this one, we can start out with 1 digit by 1 digit division. We can start out with 9 divided by 3. 9 divided by 3 equals 3. So we divide. Next, we multiply. 3 times 3 equals 9. Next, we subtract. 9 minus 9 equals 0. Next, we bring down. We bring down the 2, and now we repeat the steps. All right, 2 divided by 3 equals 0. We can't get a full group of 3 within 2. So we divide. Next, we multiply. 0 times 3 equals 0. Next, we subtract. 2 minus 0 equals 2. Next, we bring down. That 2 becomes 24. Now we repeat. 24 divided by 3 equals 8. Next, we multiply. 8 times 3 equals 24. Next, we subtract. 24 minus 24 equals 0. There is no remainder and nothing else left to bring down, so we have our final answer. 924 divided by 3 equals 308. Shout out to everybody tuning in and everybody that hit the like button. I appreciate you. Stay tuned for the final problem of the video. $427 divided by 9. So same thing, and do the steps. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, and then repeat. So step 1, we want to divide by the smallest number possible. We cannot start out with 1 digit by 1 digit division for this one because 9 is bigger than 4. We can start out with 2 digit by 1 digit division. We can start out with 42 divided by 9. 42 divided by 9 equals 4. With the remainder, of course. So we divide. Next, we multiply. 4 times 9 equals 36. Next, we subtract. 42 minus 36 equals 6. Next, we bring down. That 6 becomes a 67. Now we repeat. 67 divided by 9 equals 7. So we divide. Next, we multiply. 7 times 9 equals 63. Next, we subtract. 67 minus 63 equals 4. Now, there is nothing left to bring down, so we have a remainder here. So our answer is going to end up being a mixed number. So how do we figure out the mixed number? Well, we have a whole number and a fraction here. That's what a mixed number is. So the number we're dividing by is our denominator, and our remainder is our numerator. So what are we dividing by? We're dividing by 9. 9 is our denominator. What is our remainder? Our remainder is 4. 4 is our numerator. So we have our final answer. 427 divided by 9 equals 47 and 4/9. That is my video for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video, and if there is an area of math or reading that you're having difficulty with, Put that in the comments and I will do a future video on that skill. Until next time, this is Mr. Camilleri, signing off.